I used to love to skateboard for sure.
Really?
Yep, I was a park rat, always out there, spending my time on pushing wood.
Hey guys, Johnny Disc Golf here, out in Louisville, Kentucky for the 2019 Charlie Vettner Open. I am standing next to Mr. Noah Meintsma himself. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really good, Corey. I'm enjoying my time down here.
Yeah? Are you enjoying it? It's a little bit hot and a little bit sweaty, but you said this is right at home. This is Minnesota, baby.
Yeah, Minnesota in the summer gets muggy for sure, but I'm glad to be out of the cold for a while, so it's a good change of pace, I should say.
Yeah, so you're down here in Kentucky participating in the Charlie Vettner Open. Did you play it last year?
I did not. This is my first year playing.
Okay, and how did you enjoy the course? Charlie Vettner's, you know, it's not terribly long, but it's tricky.
Right. No, it's a really good technical course. It's a good mix of a lot of different holes that, you know, I haven't seen in quite many areas, so it's awesome.
Yeah, so how'd it fare for you? You know, you had a pretty good weekend, no?
Yeah, no, it was good. I ended up tying for fourth with Matty O, and I had a good time playing on lead card all weekend with him. I was leading after round one, which was awesome, and you know, held on to lead card finish, so I was happy with it.
Yeah, and we had some great golfers out there. The field was stacked. Going into it, this, you know, it felt more like a off week A tier, but the field was like, you know, without the European guys, was stacked. You know, what was your mindset coming into a tournament like this?
Right. No, I knew there was a lot of good players. I just knew there was like all the holes were pretty much gettable, and just trying to get as many as I could, and you know, not let the heat beat me.
Yeah,
it's the biggest thing.
I feel like the tournament staff, you know, Charlie Cavalier specifically, did a ton of work and was really vigilant about getting water and snacks and all that. How'd you feel like the tournament was run from like a, you know, a staff standpoint?
I mean, it was ran really, really well. It was, you know, I had a great time at the players' party. I had water, you know, too much water. It was amazing. And, you know, Gatorades and, you know, hospitality tents and just everything, you know, snacks every day, breakfast and snacks at lunch. Yep. So it was great.
So last year you weren't here, but we played 2 rounds Saturday and 1 round on Sunday. This year switched to 3 rounds, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What would you prefer, and, you know, how do you feel about us making a switch like that?
Coming from more like playing courses on tour, I'd prefer playing 1 round a day. It just kind of takes a lot out of you playing 2 rounds a day if you're going to play every weekend. But, you know, if you're home and you're only playing an A-tier a year or two, I can see 2 rounds in a day working out more for the area. Yeah,
especially in heat like this, it can get on top of you really quickly. I know the AMs had to play 2 on Saturday. I like friggin' pity them for that.
They killed it to play 2 rounds. It's awesome.
Is there anything you've been doing off the course that's fun in the area?
You know, we've really been just kind of taking our time, like chilling indoors, because kind of getting away from the heat. But, you know, getting some good food around here, getting my fried chicken in, all that good stuff.
One thing that I think is so cool about this area, and we're standing on one of these, is all the private courses. I've been having fun. I went down to we went to Moonshine Farms that day. How you been liking kind of these cutty backyard courses?
They're awesome, honestly. The communities are really cool to play with all the local guys and kind of just get your name out there and just get to know all the good people out here. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, Noah Meintsma, we've seen you on video a few times. I'm just thinking right now, the most recent Majestic coverage you were on for at least 1 round.
Yeah.
And then what instantly pops in my head is Masters Cup last year, correct?
Right. That was my first time playing on a lead card in a national tour event in the final round. So that was exciting.
Yeah. So what has it been like for you? You're right in the middle of making that jump from really, really good regional pro to really, really good touring pro. You know, part of that means you're going to have those big step ups on those lead cards and get those really awesome galleries. What's it been like, you know, making that journey on the way?
You know, it's been challenging, but it's something I really enjoy in the game, is the mental aspect and just moving up and just, you know, taking peaks and valleys with the game and just, you know, taking a step back, realizing what I need to do and just going and executing the next weekend.
Sure.
So
you're sponsored by Innova now. Has it always been that way? Or, I mean, have you been sponsored by other manufacturers or always just Innova?
No, always Innova. I've always enjoyed their golf discs the most, and I really appreciate their support as well as Airborne Disc Golf.
Yes, so. Big shouts to Kale and the whole Minnesota crew for the Airborne. You know, they've been super supportive of my content as well. Thank you, Kale. What was it like for you the first time you got sponsored? Was it like, where were you at in your disc golf career, and what did it mean for you at that time?
For me, I was more of like a junior player playing in the area, so people were more just like wanting to support me locally and just really appreciate that I was out there. But then later, as I started winning, you know, smaller events and then going to Am Worlds and finishing well there, and then later playing well in A-tiers and Open, I got, you know, more open to an actual manufacturer like discs, like Innova Champion discs. But it's been a long process, many years in the making. So
Yeah. When did you officially become part of the team?
this year I was on the team. I actually took a off season with them the year before and kind of had an open bag and rebuild. I was 979 rating and got my rating to 1019 by the end of the year. Wow. So I jumped up quite a significant amount of points. And so Innova asked to be back on the team and, trying to see if I can just maintain my rating now back with the closed bag.
Yep.
And it's been a good process, I would say.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there
slow.
It
started very slow. It took me a while to kind of fill a few holes, but I already pretty much had a mostly Innova bag before, so it's easy to go back. Sure. After a while.
Yeah. Are there any discs? What's your main workhorse disc? Like when you in a pinch what are you reaching for?
It depends if it's short, like under 350. I'm throwing the XT Nova. It's just I love it on all angles, turnover, hyzers, or obviously the straight shot. It's one of the straightest discs ever made. And then Star T-Bird. Star T-Bird is just such a good disc for hitting lines, gliding, turning over.
Yeah, I think for me the Nova is like the brand disc for you. I've seen you throw just some amazing shots. Okay. Did it come in handy at all out here at Ventnor?
It did. There was some touchy greens that played nice on the approaches and a few tee shots as well. So. Okay,
well, I'm thinking a course that is probably going to be Nova heavy, Idlewild next week. Extremely long, extremely technical, while also being long. How you feeling going into another Kentucky tournament?
I'm really excited. Moving with a good finish here, and I love wooded golf, so it's gonna be great. It's my first time ever going, so sure. I'm really looking forward to dissecting the course with the bag I have.
Oh, man, I was there last year, and while the weather was weird, the tournament ran funky. The course is spectacular, and for someone who's from the woods out there in Minnesota, I think it's gonna play to your advantage. So we've been paying attention in the house to all the European Open standings and finishing. When should we expect Noah to be making the trip out east?
I'm hoping to do it in the next season or two. It all depends on finances really for me. Sure. Being on the road full time is an expensive gig, but I get by and I really enjoy the time that I spend. So I'm hoping, season or two.
Cool. Well, so I'm thinking Idlewild, all these guys coming back and girls coming back, there might be some jet lag, some tiring, them being tired from all the traveling. Right. Do you feel like that's an opening for guys like yourself that didn't make that trip? Yeah, or just, the adjustment in general, I would agree with that. Since we've just been here, keeping the same tour going that we've had all year, and they've taken definitely a big break with all, kind of this, star factor that you get when you go to Europe when you're an American player, so. Yeah, not to mention the weather's been perfect over there in Finland, so they're going to get back here to just the brutal humidity. Right. Is there anything in your game that changes when you're playing in humidity or heat like this? Pretty much just using a sports sack or a rosin bag or a birdie bag or something like that. I just have to have good grip. If I have sweaty hands, I'm already got clammy hands. I have to make sure that I'm got some good grip. So yeah. Okay, let's move on to you yourself, Noah Meintsma. I'm thinking pre-disc golf. Was there any hobbies that you were interested in that you did that wasn't disc golf? Yes, I used to love to skateboard for sure. Really? Yep, I was a park rat, always out there, spending my time on pushing wood. But now I'm spent my time falling enough that I was like, I'm gonna play golf. I think it's a little bit easier on the body. Yeah, but enough. Harder on the mind, but easier on the body. That's a fair point. I think there's a crazy crossover between skateboarding and disc golf. Have you noticed that yourself? Yeah, I've definitely seen a few players that are really good at skateboarding that have come from and that play disc golf now, like Matt Bell. I know that used to skateboard a lot, and Patrick Brown, and Nick Wood, one of my friends from Washington. So yeah, I've seen a few. Were you a 10-19 skateboarder, or were you better at disc golf than you were skating? Yeah, I would like to say I'm better at disc golf for sure. I definitely wasn't that good of a skateboarder, but I only skateboarded till I was 13 or so, 14, okay. Yeah. So, all right, well, that's cool. I mean, disc golf, obviously the safer option on the body, sure. More long-lasting, probably as a career choice. I know that you got to get out of here. You've got a pool to attend to at some point. We do. So I want to give you a chance to say anything you'd like to your fans, your friends, anyone back home in the Great White North. I want to give a shout out to Innova Champion Discs and Airborne Disc Golf, as well as my grandparents. They are definitely my #1 fans, and I appreciate their support, hanging out, coming to events, and as well as my girlfriend, Marty. Awesome. Man, I appreciate you taking the time to thank all those people, grandparents, always the best. Oh, yeah. This has been Noah Meintsma, and that's all I have for this interview. But if you'd like coverage of all things disc golf, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for checking out that interview. If you'd like to support me, check out patreon.com/JohnnyDiscGolf. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Charlie Cavalier. He was the TD at the Charlie Vettner Open, and it was just an awesome experience all around. I was able to play, did a few interviews, and now I am ready for Idlewild. Also, big shout out to Eric and Amy over at Pooley Valley. It is such an awesome thing to have people hosting us from across the country.